Hi guys, here's Ali Tariq Özler again, and today I want to talk about some of the core ideas by Erich Fromm in his book The Art of Being that had a really big, profound impact on me. I want to start the conversation with the question why we live. Why do we live? There are many different answers to this, of course, but the main idea from Erich Fromm and by many other philosophers and theologians is that we live for the sake of happiness. So everything we do, everything we live for is for the sake of happiness. But what does actually happiness mean? So the answer to this can be very subjective, of course, but often we can associate happiness with possessing something or having something like a car, like a house, or any other material object. Fromm argues that in today's society, we as humans do not live by our will, but rather by our whims. In short, there are two ways of living. So what is he saying actually? When he says that we do not live by our will, but rather by our whims, he's saying that we have two ways of living. The first one is when our being is based on our needs and other things. And the second one is when our being is based on our will, on yourself, on your spiritual powers. According to Fromm, our spiritual powers are far more potent than we generally believe. The sources of the soul are boundless and are expanding through loving, through mindful thinking and creating. Above all, it will expand even more as we share things with others. So we have like this concept of having the question why we live, and then the answer to this is happiness. And when we go beyond this, how we get to this happiness, this mysterious question that we all seek, is that we shift our energy from things and needs and material things to our own self. And this is a very difficult thing to do, because it doesn't happen suddenly. We have to reflect, we have to experience many things. Sometimes it's coming with age, and you have to really shift your energy towards this question and be very mindful when you consume, when you do things, and reflect on the things that are going inside yourself. So when he's saying we have the spiritual powers of love, mindful thinking and creating, he's saying something like things we already know, but we never really focused on maybe. And that's why I'm bringing this up. But what if I said we should leave aside all the superpowers we commonly believe and focus on the most fundamental powers we as humans possess? So what would those be? Let's create a mind map to understand these fundamental powers better. Let's have a closer look to our human superpowers. In the center, we have the human. And then we draw a triangle and add our three main spiritual powers: love, thinking, and then we have the third one, creating. Now let's add our physical powers. The first one is our sight. B, touch. C, hear. D, smell. And E is to taste. You can see how everything is coming together because everything is connected, and if we do ignore one side of our powers, let's say the physical or the spiritual power, we can't really function with our full potential. And if we add more awareness to these most basic skills as humans, I think we can be more happier and more fulfilled, because these sources, these skills are never ending, we can't consume them, and they are limitless. This is like a journey that will be never ending, and you can just explore and explore, and it's your energy. It's you. when I first started drawing in 2018, I didn't know that I could learn how to see better. But through practice and studying art, I improved my ability to see. That was very surprising to me because I wasn't really aware of that the potential to practicing drawing and studying art would be opening a basic skill of mine that I already have since I was a baby. Just to see, it's seeing, right? It's not so important, I would think. But after studying art and after practicing drawing, it was like I was covering and I was exploring the world of the ability to see. And then I realized, oh my God, all the physical powers we have these different worlds. And these worlds will be are connected to each other and will be connecting as we approach, as we do something different, and as we go on with our lives. It's like a huge nerve system or mind map. I realized that when I was drawing, I was using my mind, my eyes, and sense of touch, and of course my heart, my ability to love, to create art. By combining these fundamental powers, I was bringing my own kind of breath, own kind of energy and breath to the world. So it's like a living creature that was formed by many different factors, including our spiritual and physical powers. I want to be more aware of these fundamentals because whatever we do, it's coming from these fundamentals that we often forget. It's like a tree wouldn't forget its roots, right? But we do forget our roots. That's like maybe a curse, maybe a gift, I don't know. But it's something we do as humans. And I believe that everybody can go back to these most profound superpowers of ours and do something with it. I believe even the awareness that we have the control and the ability to build on these basic skills beyond everything we see or do, because we want to create so many different complex, or want to learn so many different complex skills that we forget that even the most complex skills are based on these fundamentals. And we have to build step by step on these skills and combine them to create even much more complex in the future. I chose this topic because it's reflecting my understanding of human behavior, and this is something I really struggled for years now, and I always ask myself why I'm going back always when I'm doing something. Why do I can't like push myself through my fears or my limitations and can't build a really rooted skill or understanding of something. And I found the problem here because I didn't had that awareness, and I didn't draft my energy from these sources of these fundamental spiritual and physical powers. I already had. I always searched it in different places, but I think I was blind to this reality. And of course, like, my goal is just to wander, to explore more myself with these skill sets, and yeah, it's like, please share your thoughts and feelings. Of course, this is just my viewpoint. It's just my perspective on how the human behavior is, and it's not deep. I'm totally aware of that. It's not academical research or anything like that. It's just connecting some dots here and there with ideas and my experiences. So if you found it interesting, let me know. And if you have another viewpoint, if you have another perspective, please also let me know in the comments. I would love to discuss it with you. And yeah, let's just explore together and have fun. And let's explore what it really means to be together. Thank you so much for watching. This was another episode or video or story, how we want to call it. This was also very challenging. This is my very first video after my intro video. and it's very challenging to speak in front of the camera with notes. I found it very challenging to speak with notes, and I'm this perfectionist that tries always to control my language and tries to control everything I say, but I find it more, because it's a recording, it's not like it's live, so I'm not speaking really freely, but I will be including more and more free speech or organic speech as we go. I'm learning, so I appreciate your understanding. Yeah, that was it. So if you're still sticking around, thank you, and see you in the next video. Ciao!